Hello, hello, hello. How are you guys doing this evening? Look at my pillow. It's all like, it's all mixed up. It's all mixed up and disorganized. Here, let's get it straightened. Okay, let's see what time it is. It is currently 5:28 p.m. on this beautiful Sunday early evening. It is currently, let's look at the temperature. It was 77 when we were coming back from brunch. I looked at Alex's temperature gauge in his car, and it is currently 79 degrees right now. Partly cloudy, feels like 82. Tomorrow it is going to be 79 for a high with full sun. Tuesday 82, full sun. Wednesday 75, partly cloudy. Thursday 77, full sun. Friday 84, full sun. Saturday 89. What does it say? Mostly sunny skies. Sunday 87, abundant sunshine. And Monday, which is Labor Day, is 88 degrees, a mainly sunny sky. So, since they are not keeping the pool open a day past Labor Day, my plan is to be at the pool Thursday it'll be 77. Actually, my neighbors across the street, they went to the pool today, or the neighbors on the corner, they went to the pool today with their friends. The friend that I go up to the pool with sometimes, she and her friend, I go up there with them. That's so confusing. My neighbor on the corner, she and her husband, they went to brunch downtown, this place called Tupelo and Honey, which they were telling me about. It was fantastic. And then they went to the pool, and they said the pool was really warm and it was beautiful today. So I may go on Thursday if it's 77 plus. Who knows? The temperature might be warmer. We don't know. But I will definitely be there Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. As the summer comes to an end and the pool closes down, I will say that as sad as I am to see the pool close and the end of summer start to begin, I'm sure for most of you out there that have kids that have gone back to school and things like that, you're like, Peter, summer's already over. It doesn't feel like it's over for me yet. I don't know. But I have to say, as sad as I am to see summer end, it feels like it was just yesterday that I was like counting down the days until the pool opened and I could sit on the front porch and things like that and vlog out here. Vlog out here comfortably, I guess. I vlogged out here through the winter. As sad as I am to see summer end, I am also ready for some cooler weather and some fall weather. And I actually today on my review channel, I did a pumpkin spice review. After brunch, we stopped by Fresh Time so I could get some coffee, and Alex wanted to get some chips and some candy because he's binge watching TV shows today. He's watching that. He watches that Sex and the City reboot. I can't remember what it's called. As Told or something like that. But anyway, he watches that, so he's got to catch up on that. And then he's watching this other show that he's got like one season left. So his plan is to binge watch TV shows all evening long, which is totally fine because I have plans to listen to my audiobook and binge watch Fear the Walking Dead. So it'll be a very relaxing evening. But we stopped by Fresh Time because I wanted to get another bottle of coffee, which I ended up getting 2. So I now have 4 bottles of coffee, Starbucks. I'm actually preferring the medium roast instead of the blonde roast. So I got 2 more bottles of the medium roast. And isn't it funny how you just like change like that? And then I got some cans of what is that inside? I got some cans of what do you call it? I got some cans of iced coffee. I was just sitting here thinking, I was like, maybe I should do a Peter Does Stuff video where I show everything that I got at the grocery store. So I might do that. I might do that after I finish this vlog. We'll see. But anyway, so Alex came inside and he got some candy and some chips and stuff like that too. So, alrighty. So, while I was there, I saw these pumpkin spice fritters, and I was like, oh, these look really good. Maybe I'll try these. And then they had them all like spread out on this table, like all their new like fall items. And I noticed that they had a bunch of pumpkin spice stuff and a bunch of like pumpkin bread and pumpkin, don't you hate the word loaf? I hate that, pumpkin loaf and things like that. I don't know why I hate that word loaf. It's just, you know, it sounds like when people say like poop. pinch a loaf. I hate that so much. I do hate that. It's so gross. But anyway, so I got some of these Madeleine cookies and these pumpkin spice bites. I actually did that review already. The video is uploading right now. And I was like, you know what I could do this fall? Is that when I go to the grocery store, I could buy a bunch of pumpkin spice stuff, and then through the course of the fall, between now and Halloween, I could just try all the pumpkin spice stuff that I find, you know, whether it's pumpkin spice flavored toilet paper, or cookies, or crackers, or soup, or whatever, you know, I could try a bunch of things. So, I think I called the video 2023 All Things Pumpkin Spice #1, and I'm just going to keep on doing those for the fall, because I thought that would be something fun to do. So we went there. Anyway, let's go back to last night, and I do want to have a little bit of a serious conversation with you guys here in a second, about something that I noticed on the video the other day, and it kind of reminded me of... oh, I don't know how to say this. Just kind of how I've, to some degree, operated over here through the years. And I think that you guys know, if you've watched my other channels, this is mostly my Peter Monn, my drama channel, that this is my standing up for myself era. And, you know, that is not just specific to that channel. That's in general of changes that I'm making in my life. And, I think that I need to maybe implement some new rules over here, and maybe remind people of a few things that I've said in the past. Maybe some people that are new to this channel. I don't know. So I'm going to talk about that in a second. But I have a little bit of my coffee. I had some iced coffee left over from last night, and then I brought home my coffee today. Hot coffee from Patachou. The flavor was Frangelica, which is not my favorite. And so I put it in with my iced coffee, and then I put 2 pumps of the... I'm basically a mixologist of coffee, okay? I'm a barista, a home barista. And then I put 2 pumps of the toasted marshmallow and added some ice to it. So that's what I'm drinking right now. It's actually not bad. It tastes pretty good. But anyway... last night, when I got done vlogging and got done with everything else, Alex went to his friend's house because they were playing games. And his friend lives in this area of town called Fortville. It's like a suburb of Indianapolis. It's very small. It's kind of what you would think of as like a cozy mystery. It's a really cute little town, and she has a house there. And everything is kind of walking distance to the town of Fortville. And so they were hungry, and there's this like restaurant that they usually go to, like they walk to, and they'll get like nachos or pizza or sandwiches, and then they bring it back to the house. And so she said, oh, they're having like a little like town festival, like a summer festival, we should go. So he went to the festival. It was like he and his friend and like 2 other friends, his friend he was visiting. And then they went to the festival. They were there for like an hour. He said he had some nachos that were really good. And then they went back to her house, and then they played... he had bought her... there's a game called, like, What's Your Meme? Like, M-E-M-E, you know, like memes online. And he bought her the Schitt's Creek edition, because they both love Schitt's Creek. So they were playing that, and then they started playing, like, Mario Party or something. I don't know. They were playing some video game on the TV and whatever. So he had a good time last night, and then later in the evening they got hungry, and they like ordered Taco Bell and had it delivered. He had a real good time. And so I was sitting here, and I was just kind of relaxing, and I tried to lay down for a little bit and take a nap, and could not, just at all. Couldn't sleep. And so I got up, and I was listening to my audiobook, and my friend Valerie and I were texting each other back and forth. And so we kind of decided, spur of the moment, to go to the casino last night, which we don't typically go on Fridays or Saturdays. We have, but we don't typically go on Fridays and Saturdays because it's very, very busy. We usually go like Sundays through Thursdays, you know, if we go. So we went to the casino last night. She picked me up at about 11. We went late because we were trying to like miss the crowd. And But before she came, because I took a shower last night and like tried to dress kind of cute and, you know, wear cute cologne. I mean, it's Saturday night. My excitement is, by cute, I mean I wore a really cute hoodie and these green corduroy shorts that I have. Here's my outfit of the day, these green corduroy shorts that I have on. That was my cute outfit. Oh, well, actually I didn't wear these camouflage Birkenstocks. I wore my gray plastic ones last night. It wasn't real cute. It wasn't like a going out, but cute for me, you know, and took a shower and lotioned up and everything like that. So anyway, but while I was waiting for her, I had like 30, I think I had like 40 minutes left of, because I've been listening to it throughout the day yesterday, of the Vivian Chen book, Death by Dumpling, which is the book 1 in the Noodle Shop Mysteries, which is the cozy mystery series that I chose to read for August for, was it August? Yeah, for August for Peter's Book Club. Okay, I'm going to do a whole video about this tomorrow. I was going to do it today. I may end up still doing it today, but depending on how long this vlog goes, but I think I might wait till tomorrow. I loved this book so much. Okay, I am so in love with the main character, Lana. Her name's Lana Lee. I love her so much. It takes a certain kind of, and I was trying to think about this last night because I was like so into this book. It takes a certain kind of cozy mystery to really pull me in. And, you know, I love the Misfortune books by Jana DeLeon. I think partly that was like one of the first cozy mystery series that I ever read. But other than that, it's like I love the main character, Fortune Redding. I just love her so much. I love her friends, Ida Bell and Gertie. They're such like eccentric characters, and like I think one of the things that Jana DeLeon does so well is that she, and I just heard the mouth clicking, is that she really develops like strong characters that you can fall in love with, or even have strong distaste for, or strong opinions for, right? But mostly fall in love with. And they're very eccentric characters and multifaceted. And you really feel like you get to know them like people, you know? And when you read a series, that's part of it. The other series that I love, well, I love the Jacqueline Frost, the Christmas Tree series. I love those. And I love the Tanya Kappas Campgrounds and Criminals series because I feel like it's very similar to that. And those books are very short, but you really get to know like Mae West, the main character, and the woman that is her, basically that runs the campground and things like that. I can't remember what her name is, but you get to know the characters really well, the person that she falls in love with and stuff like that. I haven't actually listened to one of those in a while. Somebody asked me, this must be somebody that hasn't watched my vlog for a long time, but somebody asked me on my vlog the other night if I prefer audiobooks to paper books. Is that even a real question? Yeah, I love audiobooks. I don't know what it is. I used to only, I can remember when audiobooks first came around, and so at the time I was driving, because my position was that I was the liaison between the treatment facility that I worked in and the Department of Corrections for the state of Indiana. And so I would go to jails and places like that, and I would go and I would do assessments to see if people were appropriate for court-ordered treatment. And I drove all over the state of Indiana. And so I would listen to a lot of audiobooks. Like I would go to Half Price Books and I would buy like it was tape cassettes back then. And I listened to a lot of the Patricia Cornwell books. I really, really loved those back in the day. I wish I knew which one I ended on. I have no clue. I think Body Farm is like the very first one. I don't know why I remember that. But anyway, I used to listen to the Patricia Cornwell books. I loved those. I grew up listening to like the radio classic mysteries, and also I can remember listening to like certain books that would have like, you know, where it would beep and you turn the page and you would read along with it. My mom used to read to me a lot as a kid too. I think there's something about listening to somebody read a book that is just very enjoyable to me. I also retain information really, really well. Like, I think we all have different ways that we learn. I can literally sit and read the same paragraph 10 to 15 times and still not really retain it. Whereas if I listen to something, like I can listen to a song one time and like pretty much memorize the words. I get words wrong a lot, but I can pretty much memorize the words, right? So when I'm listening to an audiobook, even when I listen to it really fast, like 2 times speed or 2 times 5 speed, like I retain everything. Like Mel can tell you this. Like she'll have read the book and I'll have like listened to it on Audible or whatever, and I'll say, well, do you remember when this, and she'll say, I don't remember that happening. I'll be like, oh yeah, it happened like, you know, towards the end of the book or whatever, like I remember because I was, you know, and like I remember very specific details about listening to a book. It's like when I listen to a book, I retain a lot more information. I got into a whole conversation the other day, or a couple weeks ago, about looking it up and what's the difference between audiobooks and physical copy books, because a lot of people are like, well, audiobooks aren't reading, and like that's this big argument that a lot of people want to come at me with and say, well, audiobooks aren't reading, when you look up expert studies and research studies, the way that the mind processes it, is whether you're reading a physical copy book or listening to an audiobook, is exactly the same. The brain processes it the same way. So there really is no difference to the brain and how you bring in the information. At the end of the day, to be honest with you, I don't really care what anybody else has to say about it. I really don't. I don't care if you don't think that audiobooks are reading. It makes absolutely no difference to me whatsoever. The majority of BookTube, which if I were to care, I would care what people on BookTube think. But whenever like you do a readathon or anything like that, they always say audiobooks count too. And so if I cared what people thought, that would be where I cared, would be on BookTube. And there's very few people on BookTube that consider audiobooks not reading. But at the end of the day, I read books for enjoyment. I read books because they bring me pleasure and they make me happy. I don't read books to meet somebody else's satisfaction of what reading is. You know what I mean? It's like, it's whatever. You know, whether somebody listens to my video or whether they watch my video like this, it doesn't really make difference to me as long as they like are enjoying it however they want to enjoy it. I don't really care how they enjoy it, you know? And interestingly enough, when I wrote my book, because it used to be on Audible, it's out of print now, and it's, you know, so it's, you can't buy it on Audible and whatever, but I actually think I want to see if I still have in my Audible library. Hold on a second, let me look. Library. Let's look it up and see if it's here. The before, now, and after then. It's not pulling up because it's not in their library of books to buy. Oh, it is here. Look, it's right here. There it is. The Before, Now, and After Them by Peter Monn, narrated by Matt Hayes, and it says finished on here. But one of the things for me, I don't think you can buy it anymore on Audible though, I'm almost positive you can't. One of the things for me was that it was really, and don't buy the book on like Amazon or whatever that's like $800. I'm not selling it. I don't know who's selling those books. It's not my old publisher because she doesn't have any copies of it left. And she's not even in the publishing world anymore. The reason why I read it on my BookTube channel years ago was because so many people were asking, like, how do you buy this? And a couple people, like, their partners have bought it for them for like a Christmas or a birthday present. And like surprised them, and they paid like $200 for it. I'm very proud of that book. It's got a lot of grammatical errors in it. It's not worth $200. I'm just telling you that right now. The reason I read it for free on my BookTube channel was because I wanted people to be able to hear the story and enjoy it, because it meant something to me at that time. And like I said, I'm proud that I wrote and finished a book. Is it the greatest book in the world? Absolutely not. Does it have a lot of grammatical errors in it? Absolutely, 100%. And in all honesty, if I had, I think I have like 3 or 4 copies in the house. If I had like 100 copies and people reached out to me and said it would really mean a lot to me to have this book and whatever, like I would send it to you for free. I wouldn't even charge you for it. Just the fact that somebody wants to enjoy that means a lot to me, which is why I read it on there. So, but at the time that the book was being published, one of the most important things for me was to have it on Audible. Like, that was something I was really pushing for, because I loved to listen to Audible. Like, that really kind of re-inspired. There was a period where I didn't read a lot, and then I started listening to a lot of audiobooks, and it really inspired me to start reading again, physical copies and Audible books. And so, and I have to say, graphic novels kind of did that for me as well. Like the Alice Oseman Heartstopper graphic novels really got me interested in like reading graphic novels and reading physical copy books and just holding a book. I loved that. But I definitely do like listening to audiobooks, you know, more than physical copybooks. And I don't, to be honest with you, I had a conversation, I don't know, a month ago on here, and I was like, audiobooks are reading, and I tried to prove it, and people were like, well, actually, and I was like, well, actually, research studies say, so you can fight with research studies, I don't care, but at the end of the day, it's not even necessary for me to have the fight, because I read because it brings me enjoyment into story. If it doesn't count to somebody as reading, I don't really care. If they don't want to think that I've ever read a book in the last couple years because I listen to audiobooks, it's totally fine by me. It doesn't mean anything to me. I read them because it brings me enjoyment, you know? So yeah, that. I'm trying to like go back in my head of where I was. Somebody had asked me that question. So anyway, so I finished this book last night, and like I said, I love the misfortune books by Janet De Leon because they have real eccentric characters. I think the mysteries are fantastic. There's great food in it. It's just like, there's just funny pieces to it. Like, they're real interesting stories. Like, they're multi-layered, you know? I said multifaceted characters, but they're multi-layered stories. There's romance, there's this, but there's not like hardcore sex, there's not hardcore violence and all that kind of stuff. And I think that's kind of why, to some degree, they're kind of relatable. It's like, they're kind of like my life, you know what I mean? Like, they're just kind of simple stories. And then, I love the Tanya Kappas books. She's written several series, but the Criminals and Campgrounds and Criminals books, I think she has like 20 in the series or 30, and they're very short. And they're all, Nikki looked them up, and they're all free on Kindle Unlimited if you have Kindle Unlimited. And I love those because there's, again, they're very quick mysteries. I think on Audible they're like 4 hours or something like that. And that's not at 2 times speed. I mean, that's like 4 hours total. So, but they're very good mysteries. They're, I mean, a lot of them, like, I don't even have figured out until the very end. And then, they're very eccentric characters. They're very, like, the characters have a lot of depth to them. Well, I read Low Country Boil, and I said this on the video the other day. I wasn't real thrown out with that book. It doesn't surprise me that a lot of people liked it. Like, I was talking to my neighbor about it. She's not somebody that likes, like, funny, eccentric characters. She's not somebody that likes, like, when we've been talking about cozies, like, we both kind of intersect with the Maddie Day books that take place in southern Indiana, like, near Brown County. We both like those books, but and I really do like that series. I think I've read the first 2 in the series, but the books, like, the eccentric characters are not that eccentric, and the mysteries aren't like that mysterious, and so I think that's why we kind of meet in the middle on that, because she doesn't like eccentric characters. She likes very normal kind of mysteries that have kind of more like Murder, She Wrote. Murder, She Wrote, a lot of people consider those cozy mysteries. Like, maybe kind of like the original cozy mystery, you know? And so, and there's a lot of books, of the Murder, She Wrote books, too. So anyway, I can understand, because she loves the Low Country Boil books, and we were talking about it. I said, it's just, it didn't, like, I don't know, it wasn't, like, that exciting to me. And she's like, well, you like a kind of different kind of cozy mystery, and there's so many different kinds of cozy mysteries out there, right? I like the ones that are kind of, like, a little funnier, and, like, you get really, like, into the characters. Like, well, you can get into those characters, too. They're just different kinds of characters. She loves those books. But I understand why people really love that book. To me, it just was kind of a little dry. It was a little boring. Like I said, I'm not sure that I won't read another book. I think I'll probably try another book in the series, but I've got a lot of books. Stacy had recommended the Stony Creek or Stony Brook series to me. I downloaded those on Audible. There's 2 different series by the same author. Well, I can tell you what they are right now. I can look them up and tell you, because I just bought them like a couple weeks ago. Stacy recommended these books to me. Hold on a second. Steeped in Suspicion by Aaron Scott, and A Crafty Crime, a Stony Brook mystery by Aaron Scott. And Stacy, who's part of the book club, she recommended those to me. I also have Lament at Loon Landing by Josh Lanyon, which is part of the Buccaneer Bay series. I love that cozy mystery series. It's one of the only cozy mystery series I've ever read that has a gay main character. A Hard Day for a Hangover, which is the 3rd or 4th book in the Dorinda Jones A Bad Day for Sunshine series. I've got to read that and catch up. I mean, I've got so many books I've got to catch up on. Oh, no, I have Body at Buccaneers Bay first, before that, by Josh Lanyon. I have so many books I want to read. I have the new Blake Crouch book, Upgrade, that came out like a year ago. 9 Lives, I haven't read. Oh my god, I have so many books I want to read. The Retreat by Sarah Pierce. Wrong Place, Wrong Time by Gillian McAllister. I heard that was fantastic. I think they're turning that into a TV show. Carrie Soto is Back by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I can't believe I haven't read that yet. After Siege by Rhiannon Frater, which is the As the World Dies series. That's about zombies. I love that whole series. We Are the Light by Matthew Quick. I love his books. He wrote Silver Linings Playbook. 9 Liars by Maureen Johnson. That's the new book in the Truly Devious series. I forgot I even had that book. Pretty Dead Queens. That was like some thriller that I thought looked good. Oh, Death at the Deep Dive. I guess I have like 3 books in this Josh Lanyon series to read. The Probability of Everything by Sarah Everett. Somebody recommended that to me. I saw that on somebody's Instagram. And then Follow the Crumbs, which is my new book for Peter's Book Club by Marcia DeFilippo, who was the administrative assistant for Stephen King for 33 years. So I've got a lot of books to catch up on, and then a bunch of the Tawny Kappas books and stuff. And I actually just bought some new credits. So I have 2 credits right now. I know! I shouldn't have bought new credits, but I did. But anyway, so last night I finished Death by Dumpling. It was fantastic. It had everything I loved in it. It had like eccentric, deep characters that you can fall in love with and like or have strong feelings about. It had like I think the idea of having a place that's really easy to visualize, and it had this kind of like this village, a shopping village. And I could totally see it in my head. I could totally see the restaurant that her parents owned and her apartment. And there was romance in it. And I love, like, every Cozy Mystery always starts with there's, like, 2 love interests and who is she going to go with. It just was really good. I don't know. Like, I almost couldn't wait to finish it to start the next one. And if I didn't have to read the true crime book, I probably would have just started the second one and bought it. And I started reading it right away. So anyway, so then Valerie and I went to the casino and we stayed way too late. And because we didn't get up there until like 11:30, 11:45. She picked me up a little bit before 11, and I had finished the book, and then I started the Delphi Murders, the true crime book, and I'm actually like a third of the way through it already. So I'm like not supposed to finish that book till Thursday on my reading schedule, but I'm like 3 days ahead of schedule, so I'll probably have it done. Like, I don't know that I'll finish it tonight. I'll probably finish it tomorrow. And then go back to my cozy. I think I'm going to read the Follow the Crumbs, which is the Peter's Book Club. I think I'm going to try to get my books done early for August. Maybe not the true crime one, because I want to read that closer to the date of when we do the live stream, so I don't forget the things. But yeah. So we went to the casino last night. We went to the casino, and then Alex came home like an hour and a half later and took Boo Radley out and texted me and was like, we're going to bed or something. Maybe 2 hours later, I don't know. But anyway, he wasn't out too late last night. So it was packed at the casino when we first got there, but it seemed like after an hour it kind of like died down. I was losing money and losing money and losing money, and I was like, I should have just stayed at home and watched Fear the Walking Dead. And then I started hitting bonuses like crazy. I've been playing this older machine because Valerie and I always play these machines called lightning strikes when we go, and they're just like, you either lose a lot of money on them or you win a lot of money on it. There's like kind of like no rhyme or reason to it. And the last couple times we've gone, I've like lost a lot of money. So I've been trying some different machines. But the machine that I was playing, that was like this older machine that I used to play, I wasn't doing very well on that either. So I was like, well, I think I'm going to try this other machine. Or try those lightning strikes, because Valerie was doing okay. She was kind of going up and down, but she was like winning enough to keep on playing. So by the time that we had walked through there, it was packed when we first got there. But by the time that I went over there, which was probably like 1:30 or something like that, it was pretty empty at that. I mean, it wasn't empty, but there was like half the machines were open. So I sat down at one machine, and I got like a bonus, and I won like $97. And I was like, oh, this is good. And then I kept on playing. The guy next to me was really nice, and we were talking, and But then I just wasn't doing very well, so I moved because they have these things called majors on them, which is like if this one coin drops down that says major, you get that. And it's anywhere from like 500, it stopped. They're anywhere from like 500 to $1,000. Well, the higher they are, the better chance you have at winning, allegedly, right? Although I see them hit a lot early, like around $500 or $600. But the one I was sitting on was like at 511, which meant that somebody had just hit it like within the last couple hours. So I had my eye on this machine, and it was at like 785, which is a pretty good, I mean, it's pretty high up there, right? And Valerie was sitting like right next to me at this like kiosk. And so I was going to sit next to her, but the machine next to her was like 600. So I went over and I sat at this machine, and I mean, I just started hitting bonuses like crazy. And I got like, I lost quite a bit of money, and I like won all my money back. And just played up and played down and played up and played down. And then I turned around and Valerie was doing real well. We were both doing real well. And so, yeah, I mean, I didn't leave like a huge winner, but I didn't leave a huge loser either. I left with a little bit of cash in my pocket, which was nice because I, usually don't. I usually, if we go, we'll take a certain amount of money and then be like, okay, who is driving so slow down the street? Oh, it's because this guy's walking. And then, yeah, so Valerie is getting ready to move here in about a month. And, Valerie is how I get to the casino. And so, I mean, I used to go to the casino quite a bit back in the day. That's really slowed down. I only ever go if she's in town, and if she's not doing something with her boyfriend, I'm not doing something with Alex. And so we don't really go that often anymore. So she was saying to me, like, we were talking, and she said, do you think you'll, like, it's like 40 minutes from my house. Maybe 45. Either casino that's close to us is about 45 minutes to an hour. And she said, do you think that when I move up she's moving to her boyfriend's house, she's like, do you think that you'll, because it's like 2 hours away from here. She's like, do you think that you'll take an Uber? And I was like, to go to the casino? And she was like, yeah. And I said, no, I don't think so. Because I'd actually thought about it, like, early on. I was like, well, I'd be, like, bored, and Alex would go do something. I thought, well, maybe I'll take an Uber. But I was like, no, I don't really care that much about going to the casino, And now, I mean, we've gone a little bit more recently, but over the last year, we really haven't gone that much compared to what we used to. And I said no. And so it was kind of funny because, like, I have such a hard time with endings. And on the way home, I was telling her, I said, I think that when you move, like, well, she and I will still talk, and she, going to come down here and visit people and whatever. So she and I will go out to dinner or hang out or whatever. But I said, I think when you move, that will be kind of like the end of me going to the casino, other than, like if we go to Las Vegas or something like that, right? And it's kind of weird. It was like, I know the people that work at the casino, and they're so nice, and I've known them for a long time, which is kind of sad, I guess, really, but not really, My life is different today, I don't know, I don't have that much of it. I mean, I enjoy going with Valerie, and we have, like, a fun time, and it's that kind of stuff, but, like, yeah, so I told her, I said, I think, when you move, that will be, so we'll probably go maybe, like, one more time before she moves, and then that'll probably be it for me at the casino. And it's weird, because like I said, I have a hard time with endings, but, like, I'm also kind of, like, I don't know if it's maybe, like, because we've gone less and less and less and whatever, but I don't think it's something that I'm gonna miss, really, Like, I was telling her, like, Tanya would drive up there or whatever, on, like, a Saturday. She wouldn't want to drive at night, but she would drive up there, like, on a Saturday or whatever to go. But, like, Tanya's, like, somebody that likes to, like, take, like, $20 and go to 10 machines, right? She's not, like, let's sit down at one machine, have a fountain pop, and just sit there for 2 hours. Like, that's, like, very serious. Like, we're, serious slot players. Tanya's not about all that. You know what I mean? And so, I don't know. And I don't play any online slots or any of that kind of stuff, and I don't even play the ones that, like, aren't real money for fun. I did during the lockdown a little bit. I downloaded some of, like, the lightning strikes where you just play for, like, it's not real money, it's just, fun. But I deleted those apps off my phone and my iPad and stuff like that. I don't even do it at home anymore. And I think part of it is I didn't really watch a lot of TV shows back then. You know, I love just sitting here on my front porch, whether it's cold or whether it's warm. So yeah, I don't know. I don't even know why I'm talking about it, but we had a good time last night. So when Valerie moves, that will be kind of an end of an era for me. You know, I don't ever see my friend Lori that used to go to the casino quite a bit. I never see her there when we go. And she and I texted a while back, a little bit, back and forth. But I never see her at the casino anymore. Which is weird because, like, I mean, I've been going to that casino for, like, years, you know, off and on. And you still see people that, like, I saw, like, when I first went there, you know. But end of an era. So, yeah, we went to the casino. We got home very late. Very, very late. And went to sleep last night. And had quite a bit of caffeine last night and still fell asleep pretty easily last night. I'm saying that to prove a point because there was, well, I want to talk about my day today and then I want to get to this in just a second, but there was somebody that wanted to make it very clear to me that I even though I had asked for no suggestions in my video, they wanted to make it very clear to me that I shouldn't watch TV for 2 hours before going to bed, and I shouldn't be drinking any caffeine. They actually left that comment twice. So, this is where I really struggle with, like, even bringing this video. And I'll talk about this in just a second. I ask you not to comment on it, and since you didn't respect that, then I'm going to talk about it in a video. And if your feelings are hurt, I don't really know what to say about that. You didn't respect my feelings. And I actually watched my video back, and I did say several times at the 38-minute mark, please do not comment. I know this is related to my medicine. Please do not comment. And I want to say, there was one person out there that said something about they were on Keppra too and they had to get rid of caffeine. I'm not talking about a comment like that, okay? There was also somebody that said something about, you know, like they've had similar situations and they're really struggling. They did not give me suggestions, okay? They did not tell me what to do. They were sharing experiences, okay? And although I don't want to be flooded with that, that's a completely different situation to me, okay? That's not somebody coming out and saying, you need to quit this, you need to do that, you need to do that, right? Like, that's overwhelming to me to hear, but I'll get into that in just a second. So, I got up today, and that's a serious conversation that I want to have. So anyway, got up today, and went to brunch, and I actually did not have the California Dreamer omelet today, because I've had it so much, I feel like. But I didn't go to Cafe Patachou, for like 2 or 3 weeks in a row. And then Caroline and I and her cousin went, and then Alex and I went the other day on our anniversary and had the California Dreamer. So I was like, I want something different today. And our friend was our server again. She goes, you want the gluten-free waffle? I was like, let's have the gluten-free waffle today. So I had the gluten-free waffle. I only ate like half of it. She's like, and I ate some of the fruit. The fruit was really good. I had like pineapple, strawberries, and blueberries. It was really good. She's like, you hardly ate any of your waffle. I go, I know, I'm just really not that hungry today. She's like, are you sure? I go, yeah, I'm really not that hungry. So anyway, so, hey, where are your shoes? Inside? So we had a really nice brunch, and we got laughing so hard with our friend that's our server there. She's so funny, and so we were talking to her, and there's some like new servers there, so they were like, she was introducing us to the new servers that are working there, and it's really nice to go someplace that you go on a regular basis that like everybody knows who you are when you walk in. They're like, hey Peter, hey Alex, like I love that so much, you know. So anyway, and then we went to Fresh Time afterwards and got a bunch of stuff. And then after Fresh Time, we came home, and I filmed Alex like took Boo Radley out, and then they went upstairs and like started like hanging out in bed. And I was like, do you care if I film some videos? He was like, no. Do you care that I don't care that you film some videos? I was like, no. Do you care that I don't care that you don't care that I film some videos? We got laughing. So anyway, I always like tell my husband everything that I'm doing. I'm like, okay, I'm doing this now, I'm doing that now. He's like, I don't need to know every move that you make. But I'm just like that person that always is telling, you know, somebody like what I'm doing. Because my life is so exciting, right? So anyway, so I filmed a Peterisms video. And I read there's this book, this meditation book that I love that my mom gave me, and I gave her a copy too, and it's called The Soul's Companion. And if you guys are into journaling or therapy or prompts, writing prompts or journaling prompts, things like that, watch this Peterisms video today, because I noticed in the beginning of the book that I never noticed this before, that there's like 20 journaling prompts. And so today I read the meditation for today, which was about anger. And then I think my video is called I'm So Angry. And I always take like something from the meditation and I always like turn it into some like clickbaity title over there. Those clickbait titles really work too, because I get about 400 views a video over on my Peterisms channel. But I love that channel so much. I don't care if I got like 10 views, I'd still make those videos. But anyway, for the 10 people that want to watch it, I'd be like, yeah, like, I just like sitting there reading the meditations and talking about them, you know? So anyway, but I read these assignments. Well, they're not even assignments. They're just like journaling prompts. They are so fantastic. Like, I'm going to take some of them to my therapist and to my sponsor as like things that I want to work on, because they are really like life-changing, profound assignments. Like, I just was blown away. I was like, these are so phenomenal. Like, I need to do some of these writing prompts, right? So, yeah, so I did that, and then I did the review video, and then I started uploading those videos. And then I was like, I'm gonna come journal. I'm gonna come vlog. And then when I get done vlogging, I was thinking about maybe like trying to lay down and take like an hour nap or something. But I was a little tired earlier, but I'm really not that tired now. So I'll probably listen to another hour of my audiobook, because Alex is upstairs watching TV. Well, he was watching TikToks and getting ready to start a show and shows with his treats and things like that. So, yeah, so I'll probably listen to an hour of this audiobook. Oh, Big Brother is on tonight too. I'm like so ate up with like the live feeds and the hashtags on Twitter and the accounts that follow. I mean, I feel like I know everything that's going on in the house. And so it's kind of like when the show, I wish the show was on every single day. Which is so funny, because one of the reasons why I haven't watched it the last couple years is because it's on so often I couldn't think I could keep up. Now I feel like I wait for the day for it to come on. So anyway, is Survivor only on one day a week, or is it on several days a week? Because I think I'm going to watch Survivor this season. My nose is really itching like crazy right here. Which, I don't know if I trimmed my beard. Not today. When did I trim it? Was it yesterday? I don't know, but it's driving me crazy today. As you can probably tell by the times I'm constantly, many times I'm constantly touching my nose. So yeah, and then tonight I'm gonna watch Big Brother, but I won't watch it till like 10 because it has to record, and then I don't watch it live because I don't want to watch the commercials and stuff, the advertisements. So I'll watch it at like 10, and then I'll watch Fear the Walking Dead, and I'm gonna listen to my audiobook. I started Legally Blonde 2 last night. I had never seen that before. I think I told you that. It's a cute concept. I only got like a half an hour into it. I wasn't real thrown down by it, I have to tell you. I will finish it because I want to like be able to say I've watched it, because it's, you know, one of those pop culture movies that like I feel like a lot of people have seen. And I want to hear Jennifer Coolidge say, makes me want a hot dog real bad. I want to hear that part. But like there's something different about it. There's something that's like, Legally Blonde was like, I don't know, like very sharp. There's something that's kind of a little boring, that's kind of missing the mark a little bit to me. I don't know. But anyway, so that's my plan for tonight. And then tomorrow, get up and start the whole week over. Sundays are for relaxing anyway. I actually talked about that on my Peterisms video today, that I love Sundays. Y'all know I love Sundays because it's such a great day to relax and things like that. Okay, so let's have kind of a little bit of a serious talk for a second, right? I don't really even know how to start this, and I don't want people to take this personally, and I don't want people to worry and things like that. If you're worried, reach out to me if you really care that deeply. And I'm laughing because, like, at the end of the day, it's like I don't want, you know, maybe I'm misunderstanding. I don't know. But like I said, as a result of the harassment and the stalking, and working with my therapist and working with my sponsor and things like that, this is my standing up for myself era. And I think it's important to note that I've really never stood up for myself the majority of my life, you know? In elementary school, junior high, high school, I always just kind of stayed quiet because I believed that staying quiet would, that would take the focus or the attention off of me, at least for an hour or a day or whatever. And that did work sometimes, you know, and then they would refocus back on me again and the bullying would start, or the harassment would start. I've been like that at a lot of different periods of my life, you know, in romantic relationships and work relationships and friendships. And I've never really stood up for myself when I took issue with something. I would say with my close friends and my husband today, I am direct when I feel like somebody says something or that's kind of a little out of line or they hurt my feelings or whatever. With my close friends and family, I have learned to stand up for myself. I said this in a video not too long ago, and it's something that I was told a while back in recovery that I really believe. I did not get sober and stay sober this long to be a doormat. And I believe that, right? One of the things I'm very, very aware of, and I've been aware of for a very long time, is that when you share your personal life online, you are opening yourself up to criticism, okay? You're opening yourself up to people making comments about what you share. And I totally understand that. I get that, okay? I think the one thing, if I were to defend myself, that is a little bit different, and I was going to kind of like walk around this comparison, but I'm not going to. I think the one thing that's different from me, and I'm just using this person because I think that they use a lot of their personal life as kind of clickbait to get views and subscribers. And she knows I feel this way because I've talked about it in previous videos on my drama channel. And I've even talked to her about this before and that I took issue with it and whatever. But, you know, I'm not an Amberlynn Reid. Okay, Amberlynn Reid is somebody that is constantly talking about being on a diet and losing weight and things like that. I'm not doing it to get views and clicks. I think the reality is, if you want to get a lot of clicks and views on YouTube, you do outrageous things and you make outrageous titles, okay? If you go back and you look at my vlog over the last couple years, really since its inception, I pretty much typically get the same views on every single vlog. And in fact, I would say in the last year and a half, the views of my vlogs have kind of gone down a little bit. Now, what I do realize is when I do like a thumbnail like this and I title it something like, "This is very serious," I might get 1,000 more views than, and maybe I should make this my thumbnail today. There we go. Because just so people will watch and they'll hear this because I want people to hear this. But I notice that when I title a video like that or whatever, like it gets more views than just like, hey, you know, any random Sunday or something like that, right? But they all are between about 3,000 and 5,000 views. It's not like I'm doing a video and I'm talking about, you know, I don't know. Like I'm not clickbaiting parts of my personal life for views and clicks and whatever, okay? And I think there's a lot of YouTubers that do that. And I take issue with that to some degree because I think that in a way you're kind of like emotionally manipulating your audience a little bit. It's just my personal opinion. And then I think people have very strong reactions to that. I'm literally getting on a video and I'm sharing what I did for the day and I'm sharing stories of my life and I'm sharing about, you know, growing up with my mom and my dad and friends in the neighborhood and my experiences of going to school, and summers with my mom, summers with my dad, being sober, grief, my sobriety, my sober friends. I'm like sharing stories of my life, okay? And let's just be for real, none of it is really that exciting, okay? Me sitting here and talking about cozy mysteries for a half an hour. I mean, like, the thing that's crazy to me is that the majority of the harassment and the stalking that I have received, I believe comes from things that I have said on my drama channel, but where they attack me is over on this channel, okay? And what I mean is that they take very specific things that I've said over on this channel, and that's how they find things out about me or whatever, right? So in all honesty, it's not like I'm making a lot of money on this channel. The easiest thing to do would just be to shut down this channel. I'm not going to do that. I enjoy doing this channel. This is very cathartic for me at the end of the day to talk about my life and to give you guys updates. And I know that there are a lot of people that are like, I do my makeup watching your vlog, or I go to sleep watching my vlog, and whatever. And I'm not going to allow a few bad apples to ruin the batch. I'm just not going to do that, you know? And I think to some degree that's what they want. And then that's like the ultimate win, right? Is that they've taken me down, and I've allowed that to happen. But ultimately, it's me allowing that to happen, right? I do think it's important for me to stand up for myself on this channel. And I want to make something very clear. There have been times through the years, before the harassment even started, that I would see a comment or two that kind of rubbed me the wrong way, or I would want to say something, or I would want to address something, but I steered clear of it because I felt that people watch this channel to relax and be calm and be peaceful and serene and things like that. And so I didn't really ever say anything. I never stood up for myself, you know? And then when Pee-Pee passed away, it was right before that people were taking things that I said in my vlog and going to my in-laws, and I came out and I said I wasn't going to share anything personal in my vlogs anymore. And then Alex and I talked about it later, and he said, share what you want to share because they're going to do with it what they want anyway. And that was really the beginning of like the harassment and the stalking being like really bad, right? And so at that point was when I was like, I'm just going to share my life. And in all honesty, like I was just talking to Mel about this last night. And I'm not saying this like to dangle this over your head. I'm saying this for privacy purposes. There are a lot of things about my personal life. There are a lot of things that go on in my daily life, things I do, places I go, that I have never mentioned in a video. There are entire pieces to my life that you guys have absolutely no clue about whatsoever, that I will never mention in a video. That it's kind of like, let's just say if I'm going through my day and it's like 9 to noon, I'm like, I did this, I did this, I did this, I did this. And in my head, I know from noon to 2, I went somewhere and did this, but I don't want to talk about it because I don't ever want you guys to know about it or bring attention to it, because I have to be worried about those few bad apples, right? That I've always just skipped over those parts, and I never mentioned it in videos. But my personal friends know about those things, you know? Mel and Nikki know about those things. Valerie, Tanya, you know, my sponsor, Alex. I mean, they all know about those things, right? Melissa, Jason, Aaron, and Eric, they all know about those things. I mean, it's not things I hide. They're things that people know that I participate in and I do, and, you know, things like that and whatever. And so I just don't say a lot about that. There are whole pieces of my life. There's whole people in my life. I have people that I'm very, very close to. I mean, I mentioned like 5 or 6 of my friends. I probably have 2 or 3 friends that I've never even referred to them as a sober friend on here. I've never referred to them at all. That I literally, like, I mean, they are as good friends to me as Tanya is. But they don't want anything to do with the videos. And I've never mentioned them. I've never talked about them, right? Because I have to be very careful of people. It's why I don't talk about my family. It's why I don't talk a lot about Tanya in videos anymore. She's not in videos, which makes me sad. You know, I would love to share all of that. But I have to be protective of those people. So at times, I haven't stood up for myself because I haven't wanted to rile people up and get people upset and have people be like, well, is he talking about me? Because I'm not going to come out and be like, well, Judy Smith said that. I'm not going to do that, right? And so I have to kind of like insinuate what I'm talking about, and then people will say, I mean, this has happened for years. I'll say something every once in a blue moon, and somebody will say, well, I hope you're not talking about me, whatever, right? And I think, like, my other fear is that I've always known, like, my biggest haters to be people that used to be people that watched every single one of my videos. And then something happened where they became disappointed in me. It was something I would say in one video, or a stance I took on a public figure, or I didn't respond to a DM or something, and all of a sudden they're now my biggest hater, and they're, like, coming for me and they're gunning for me, you know? And that's happened to me, and in fact, my personal life has been greatly affected by that at times from some of those direct people that I know, and they had no problem taking responsibility for how they were directly affecting my life, and things like that. And I don't want to get into specifics of that because that is part of what I am handling behind the scenes. So that's another reason why I haven't shared on here a lot of what has upset me at times, because I didn't want to upset those people, and then it would make my personal life more difficult. It's been this balancing act. You guys, it's honestly been very, very difficult, all at the expense of keeping this vlog alive. But this vlog means a lot to me, even if I only get 2,000 to 4,000 views, 5,000 views, which to a lot of people, they'd be like, that's a lot of views. I do think it's a lot of views. That people are, 2,000 to 5,000 people are sitting down watching me sit on the front porch talk every day is like really cool, right? Around the time of people reaching out to my sister-in-law and saying I said things in vlogs that I didn't say, and there was a lot of things that happened at that time where Alex was like, just share what you want to share. I did come out and I started saying that if you're going to come from my family and you're going to say things in the vlog, like, whatever you say, if I take issue with that, I completely reserve the right to block you on this channel. Period. End of story. I don't even have to explain why. Okay? And don't be emailing me and say, did you block me because yes, if you got blocked, okay, which means you can't see your comment, you can see it on your end, but if you go back and you look into YouTube, you won't see it on there, okay? Or nobody will be commenting on it. And if you got blocked, I can tell you right now, there wasn't a mistake on my end, because I want to tell you guys, I like give 3, 4, 6 chances to people, okay? And I do know the people that leave comments on my videos, and I'll see somebody leave a comment and they'll say something like, it's kind of a little shitty the first time, and I'll be like, okay, we'll see. And then the next comment, and I can also go in and see all your comments that you've left, right? And when I go in, it's like nasty, nasty, nasty. I'm like, okay, this person is somebody that doesn't like me. You make yourselves very clear, right, who you are. I rarely block people, okay? I don't know what it is about my makeup that I have a really hard time blocking people on this channel. I do not block people on my other channels unless people say violent or threatening or really cruel things on my other channels. I don't. I let people say what they want to say. Sometimes I let people have their comments stay up there that are really nasty to me, and I'm like, well, this is how they feel, so leave it up there. But on this channel, it's a different story. I'm sharing my life. This is a safe place for me. This is a safe place for other people. I'm not using my life to clickbait the hell out of things, okay? I think that we know I have enough tragedy in my life that if I wanted to clickbait those things and get huge views off of it, I could do that, okay? I'm not that person. I'm not going to do that. I think that's sick when people do that. Me coming out and giving updates about things that are going on in my life, that's different because I think people want to know those things, okay? And I've tried not to fixate on those things and whatnot, right? I have always known in the back of my head that it is my right to block people. I don't really do it that often over here. I have noticed recently that people are feeling a little bit more comfortable being kind of lippy with me. And I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know if it's that people have, what they're thinking doesn't translate to their comment well. I don't know if I need to give people warnings, which I don't really feel like I need to do that. I don't think there's any other YouTubers that are like, warning, like this comment's a little rude, right? I think many people don't respond to those people, even though they'll say something to me and be like, yeah, I saw that comment, it was pretty rude, right? I think most people don't say something about it on this channel because they don't want to start a war, and this is just like, whatever. But I've seen a few people that have gotten kind of comfortable. And I've also seen a few people lately that have come up out of nowhere that I have never seen comment on this channel before, that have started to comment some things that I'm like, I'm not really sure what I think about this, okay? And have been watching those people. I think I need to start going with my gut, if you want to know the truth, okay? It's not going to kill anybody to be blocked from leaving a comment over here, all right? This is a nice vlog where I'm sharing my opinion about things. Y'all can share your opinions in a nice way. We don't have to be nasty with each other. You don't have to be pointed and direct. And if that's how you speak to people, then maybe me blocking you will give you a direct message to say, you need to think about how you speak to people, okay? So let's get to what I'm talking about. Yesterday in my video, I did a video where I was talking about having a hard time sleeping, okay? Like I said, when I share things about my life, I know that I am opening myself up to criticism or suggestions and things like that. And many times it's people sharing personal experiences with me or saying like, hey, I've gone through this too, blah, 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 whatever, okay? And like I said, and I used those 2 examples at the beginning of this video, when somebody says like, oh, I'm on Keppra too, or blah, 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 whatever, or I'm sharing this experience as well, and it stopped. I almost caught it right as it stopped, but I didn't. Like when people say that, like to me that's it feels a little bit different. I will say this, okay? Because I want to make this very clear. Put yourself in my shoes, okay? Even if every comment of 20 comments was really nice and kind, and somebody's sharing their life experience, okay? Because nobody's life experience is the same. Nobody's, right? So when I'm reading the comments, I appreciate that you're sharing your personal experience with me, and you're not the people that I'm going to block. I want to make that very clear, okay? But you're sharing your personal experience with me. When you say, I've had the same thing, this is what I did, or I've had the same thing and it was really difficult to me and I had to do this. When you read 20 of those comments and each one is something different, your mind doesn't know what to do with that, okay, as a person going through that. And when you're already frustrated because you don't have the answer, it's not like you're just reading that one comment and it's like you're having a conversation. I know that's how it feels to you. Okay, because you're leaving that comment for me and you're thinking, oh, well, I really want to help Peter with this. Okay, I get that. But when you're on my end and you're reading all those comments, whether it's about weight or pancreatitis, I mean, I got out of the hospital, y'all, and I told you guys what the pancreatitis was about. I told you that it was directly related to my Depakote. That's what my neurologist had found, and they had switched me to Keppra. Do you know that every time I talked about that in videos, literally for weeks, I would get people that would say, have you had this test done? Have you checked this? Are you sure it's not your gallbladder? No, it was not my gallbladder, okay? I had pancreatitis directly related to Depakote. Google search it. It's a real thing, okay? And it didn't matter how many times I said it on video, people still said, oh, you need to have your gallbladder. So I'd call my doctor and I'd say, well, people are saying you need to have my gallbladder. No, you don't need to have your gallbladder checked out. This was directly related to the Depakote, you know? We already know that. We switched you to Keppra. If it was anything else, you would have had another uprising of the pancreatitis. You haven't had another uprising. So I'd be calling my doctor about these things, okay? It's insanity. It drives me crazy. I understand you're trying to help me with this. It doesn't help. It doesn't, you know? And so I think a lot about this, and I think, is it somebody really trying to be helpful and kind, or is it that they think that their experience is the top golf of experience, that they really need to share that with me? Well, that's really what I think it is. So I allow it, okay? I say things in videos, and if I don't say anything, who is texting me? Valerie, she's like, what are you doing? I'm vlogging, Valerie. And like, you know, I allow it, obviously, because like I said, I open myself up to that. Yesterday, I was tired, okay? I had been going through it with the sleep. I said at the 38-minute mark of my video, I said, I'm asking you, if you can try, please do not give me suggestions or comment on my sleep. I know it's because of my Keppra. I know that, okay? I don't need suggestions and whatever. Tell me why somebody needed to leave 3 comments on my video. And I'm going to block you, okay? Because you're not somebody that has left comments before a lot of my videos. And the comments were not like, hey, I've had a similar experience and blah, 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 and this is what I did and this really helped me. Which, to be honest with you, no offense, unless I ask for it, those comments aren't real helpful either, because they're so oppositional to each other that I don't know what to do with them. I'm just being honest, okay? And sometimes I will ask for them. I have asked, like, what do you guys think I should do? Blah, 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 whatever. But it's like, whenever I say I want to lose weight, it's like 5 people tell me keto, 5 people tell me Atkins, 5 people tell me Weight Watchers, 5 people tell me to count calories, 5 people tell me to walk, 5 people tell me to eat less and move more, 5 people tell me to do the South Beach diet, 5 people, it's like, it's too much, you guys. Like, in all honesty, and I'm just having a really honest moment with you, it is too much. It's too much, okay? And in all honesty, I'm kind of surprised that, like, other people, like, reading the comments, that they don't see it's kind of too much before you leave the comment. That you're not like, okay, 25 people have left the same comment, just different, maybe I shouldn't leave this comment. I mean, that's kind of what I would think, right? And I know I'm probably coming across as a little bitchy today in this video, but like it kind of pissed me off a little bit yesterday, in all honesty, when I read this comment from this person, and I thought, I literally ask you in a video, because like a lot of times I don't. And if I don't ask and you guys leave comments, or I might say, hey, I really want to know what you guys think about this, or what's your experience. I've asked that as well, and I appreciate your experience in those times, and it helps me make informed decisions, right? Informed decisions. But I specifically said in my video, please do not, and listen, it wasn't like I hit it in the last 2 seconds. I said it at the 38-minute mark, okay? Please do not leave me suggestions. I know what this is about. And yet this person left me 3 comments. Don't drink caffeine after a certain amount of time. Don't watch TV. I didn't ask it. I didn't ask you for that, okay? And if it was about the TV, if it was about the caffeine, then trust me, on nights that I go to sleep like that, when I drink caffeine right up to the time that I fall asleep, the caffeine would have nothing to do, has nothing to do with it. I watch TV. Sometimes I watch TV right up till 5 minutes before I go to sleep, and I fall asleep just like that. So it has nothing to do with the TV. It has nothing to do with caffeine. Because if it did, it would have to do it consistently every single night. But there are just as many nights that I don't watch TV right up to the time I go to bed as I do that I watch TV up to the time I go to bed, and it has no rhyme or reason to why I can't sleep. There are just as many nights that I don't drink caffeine, that I drink caffeine, and that I can fall asleep or can't fall asleep, that it has nothing to do with that as well, okay? And I ask you not to leave the comment on my video. And you just couldn't help yourself, could you? I don't need it. I share the stories in my life because I want to be helpful to people. I share the stories in my life because it's cathartic for me. I share the stories in my life because I love connecting with you guys. And trust me, like I said, when you guys are sharing stories with me and you're like, like, oh, I've gone through this and blah, 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 whatever. Like, I love hearing those stories. Like, those stories are helpful to me, right? It's all in how we word things and we share things with people. But I don't need comments from people directly telling me what I should be doing. You know, you should be doing this, you should be doing that. Maybe that's where I'm expecting too much as a YouTuber. You know what I mean? But I don't know. It's not like, I mean, my stories are pretty consistent. I've been, somebody said on my vlog, and like, these are the things I don't take offense to. Somebody said, I feel like you've had sleep problems long before the Kepra. And I thought to myself, like, that was something, that was an observation that I was like, okay, thank you. Like, I can hear that. This is going to stop. Hold on. I need to get another battery. It's about the battery's about to die. Okay, I'm back. You guys, the weirdest thing just happened. Well, first of all, I went inside and I got another battery. And then I started filming it. And I was talking about how, like, I've rambled on long enough about this. And I don't want to ramble on, but I want to finish this talking about this one comment that I got. And all of a sudden, the camera just stopped, and it said, and this is, I don't think this has ever happened before, and it said, memory card cannot be accessed or something. So I hope I didn't just lose an hour of vlogging over here. But needless to say, I was like, is this God telling me I shouldn't be talking about this in my video? But you know what? Like, damn it. Like, this is my channel. This is my vlog. I'm going to talk about what I want to talk about. This is where I get in my head and I think, no, don't talk about this. They don't want to hear about this. They don't want to hear you complaining. They don't want to hear this, blah, 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 whatever. You're going to scare people away. People will be like, oh, he's talking about me. He's talking about me. The majority of you out there, 99% of you, are completely decent and loving and kind. Even when you leave me critical comments, like, I'm open to that, right? I'm not, like, it's not like I can't hear a critical comment. It's if I specifically ask for something, right? Like, can you respect that enough? Like, I said at the beginning of my video, you couldn't respect my wishes, so I don't know why I need to go out of my way to respect somebody that's going to come over there and say, don't watch TV 2 hours before you go to sleep. Don't drink caffeine. I didn't ask you for that, you know? But anyway, somebody left this comment on my video, and they said, I feel like you've had sleep problems a long time before you switched to Kepra. And I was like, they're right. Like, I have, you know? And so it was like, that comment was good for me because I was like, okay, I need to think about this, right? And I was like, so what's different now compared to before? Because I always have had kind of sleep issues, right? And the reality is that, and so that question was super helpful to me because I, like, in being able to verbalize this to my doctors, I want to be able to say, this is different than just normal sleep problems. I've always had a hard time, like, falling asleep. I've always been, like, spiral in my head and things like that. This is different. This is literally like restlessness, hours upon hours, where I'm physically tired, like my body is tired, but my mind is like wide awake. Wide awake. It doesn't feel like a caffeine like high. It doesn't feel like I feel awake. Like, do you remember in Thelma and Louise when she's driving through the Badlands and she goes, I'm awake. I've never been so awake. That's how I feel. Like, I feel like my mind right now is awake. Like, I'm, like, completely awake, right? And my eyes can be tired and my body can be tired. I just lay in bed. I'm just awake, right? It doesn't feel speedy. It doesn't feel caffeinated. It doesn't feel anything like that. I just feel awake. So I was appreciative of that comment, you know? And that comment wasn't against what I asked. And like I said, I don't have a problem with people sharing personal experiences. Sometimes, to be honest with you, personal experience is a little overwhelming to me. So let me make this clear, the new rules, okay? There are some days that I can handle it and there are other days I can't. If it's a day that I cannot handle it, and I say in a video, I am asking you, please do not share personal experience today, whether I'm talking about weight loss or grief or medication or physical problems or whatever. If I say in my video, please, I'm asking you, no suggestions in my comments today. I can't handle it today. And I'm telling you, I'm not going to do this very often, okay? It's rarely I'll probably do it. But if I do that on that day, please respect my wishes. And I'm going to tell you right now, if you don't, I'm going to block you. I have to protect myself and my mental health. And part of me standing up for myself and protecting myself is protecting my mental health as well. I have to do that. It's vital to me. And if you guys want me to continue, or I can just not read the comments. That's the other thing. But if you want me to continue to read the comments, then I have to be able to have a safe space. And so if I say, and I know that I say this, and people, the people out there that don't like me, they're going to be the first ones that want to leave something to piss me off, so I'll just block them, right? And that's okay, you know? But I want to make that very clear. If you say something that is hurtful or derogatory to one of my friends or family, or just hurtful or derogatory in general, you will be blocked. If you say something once, twice, 3 times that I feel like is kind of out of line, or I feel like you're just trying to kind of dig at me, which there's a couple people that I'm watching right now that I feel like it's like every comment they leave is kind of like a dig, I'm probably just going to block you. I'm not going to continue to wait and give you 3rd and 4th chances to be a righteous human being. I'm just not. I love this channel. This channel is like my heartstone. I say that a lot. It means a lot to me. And like I said, I have to protect the space for myself and for other people. And I just want to make this very, very clear. So, top rule is I reserve the right at any time to block anybody that I want to block on this channel. I've made that very, this is not a new rule. I've said this for years, okay? And I just want to make it clear. For people out there that don't get it. And I won't be talking about this again unless I find the need to, but I don't want to. I don't want to harp on it. I want this to be a peaceful, happy place where I can talk about watching the wind blow through the trees as it is right now. It's such a blue, I mean, look at it. It's like beautiful outside, you know, and the wind is like breezing through the trees. And look at Fernalicious up here. She's still like doing so well. And, you know, like, I mean, I want to sit here and drink coffee and Diet Coke and talk to you guys. I don't want this channel to be about sad stuff. I want it to be uplifting and motivating and cheerful and peaceful and calm. And I want it to be a place that people can come to and feel inspired and feel motivated. And I think to continue to do that, I have to stand up for myself and set some boundaries and limits. So I hope that you understand that. And this isn't anything new. This isn't anything that I haven't said in a while. And maybe I'm saying it more for myself, to give myself the permission to block people when I feel like I need to. You know, maybe that's really what it is. And in all honesty, there's only like 2 to 3 people, 4 people maybe, that I've even kind of like got on my radar that I like, maybe I need to block them. And I want you all to know so that you guys don't feel like it's you. These are not people that leave long comments. These are not people that comment on every video. These are not people that comment even on every 3rd video. They pick and choose what videos they comment on, and it's very short, and it's very pointed, and it's very rude. those are the people that I'm watching out for. So I just want to make that clear, okay? Because I know that people will be like, well, is this me? And I share personal experiences and I say this. No, it's not you guys, okay? And if it were anybody out there that was somebody that had watched my videos for a year or 2 or 3 that like had said something to me that I was kind of like, well, this is kind of interesting. I don't know why that is, right? I would probably reach out to you and be like, it's obvious like you took some issue with this. Like, can you explain that to me further? Like, I would find a way to reach out to you, just so you know. I wouldn't immediately block somebody that's watched my channel for a long time and whatever. Like, that's not what I'm about. And I think people know that. So, and I also have to be careful of people that I think that their intentions are not pure over here, you know? And I do watch that stuff. That's one of the reasons why I do read the comments. So it's just self-protection and taking care of myself, and I think we all need to do that, you know? So, anyway, I've rambled on enough about that. I want to get off here and enjoy my peaceful Sunday, and I want you guys to enjoy your peaceful Sunday, and I'm trying to decide whether or not I want to do this grocery store haul for my Peter Does Stuff channel. I've already reviewed half the stuff, so it's like, what's the point, right? But anyway, yeah, so I love you guys so much, and I hope you're having a magically amazing Sunday and that you're getting refreshed, renewed, rejuvenated, and relaxed for the week ahead. And if nobody else has told you this today, I love you. Remember these 3 very important things. 1, you can start your day over whenever you want. 2, practice random acts of kindness, but shh, don't tell anyone. And 3, most importantly, make sure that you you can start your week over too if you need to tomorrow. If like your week starts off, say I'm starting my week over. And 3, most importantly, make sure that you reach out to somebody and let them know how much they mean to you. Like I always say, you might be putting a smile on their face, you might be changing their day for the better, you might be making them happier, and you might be making them feel not so all alone. And I love you guys so much. Oh, also, be kinder to one another. I almost forgot this part. Also, be kinder to one another. Love one another a little bit more. And most importantly, be kinder and love yourselves a little bit more. Because it all starts with you. And if you're kinder and love yourselves more, then you'll be kinder and love others as well. And I love you guys so much. And it's going to be a great week, a great last week of August. And I love you guys, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye. Love you. Oh, and for those that want to hear it, for those that need to hear it, for those that want to need to hear it, for those that need to want to hear it, and for those that just happen to stick around. One more, I love you. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye. Love you. Happy birthday, Lena. Oh, and one last thing, okay? And could somebody please, 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 in case you didn't watch the very end of this video, I should have put this at the beginning of the video, but I got done and I was like, there was something that I wanted to say in this video, and now I can't remember what it was. And I was like, oh my God, it's Tia's birthday! So can somebody please let Tia know in the comment section, and at the very end of at the very end of the video, I did give her a birthday shout out because Tia, and I went into all the comments because I wanted to make sure I got her comment correctly. She left a comment 2 days ago and she said, hey Peter, my 33rd birthday is Sunday, August 27th, which is today. Hoping to finally get a birthday shout out this year from you. That would mean the world to me. And 11 people wished her a happy birthday on here, which was so sweet. And I just want to say to Tia, happy birthday to you. Now, can everybody sing it with me? I know she can't hear it, but can everybody sing it with me? Happy birthday to you. Cha-cha-cha. Happy birthday, dear Tia, who watches all my channels, and I really appreciate it. Happy birthday to you. Cha-cha-cha. And many more from me and the rest of the vloggerinos. Anyway, Tia, I hope that you have the most magnificent birthday in the entire world. I saw your new hair on the vloggerinos group. It looks beautiful. Enjoy 33. Isn't 33 like, wasn't that called your magic birthday or something when it's like 33 or 22 or whatever? Your golden birthday, I think is what it's called. Anyway. I hope that you have the most magically amazing birthday today, and happy Virgo season. And I love you guys. Wish Tia a happy birthday in the comment section below so that she knows that I shouted her out. And please direct her to the very end of this video. And I love you guys, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.